Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got news of a new set, which is going to be coming out in the not-too-distant future. Although, unfortunately, and this is a little bit sad, we don't have quite as much information as we might like, but don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can figure some stuff out. So the news we've got at the moment is Incandescent Arcana, and do remember that is a trademark I shared with you a little while ago. That is going to be coming on the 2nd of September. Now, it looks very much at the moment like it is going to be a subset because it's called Enhanced Expansion Pack, and that's generally the phrase they give to subsets. So when we talk about subsets, we're talking about things like Battle Region and Dark Phantasma. So it looks like at this stage that Battle Region was Sword and Shield 9A, and I think I've been pretty clear how much I love Battle Region. I completed a set other than Secret Rares. It's beautiful. And Dark Phantasm is going to be Sword and Shield 10A. That's not out yet. We've not seen every card from that set. We've been doing some reveals. I've been showing you those cards as they've been coming out. There are some really good looking cards from that particular set. I actually really like the look of Baskia Legion, but I think most people are looking more at stuff like Kasui and Zoroark, which does look like it could be a proper job top tier deck. And this would essentially follow on. I should say shout out to the lovely Primal Lugia over at Poker Guardian for helping out with this information, chatting stuff through us, and generally just being a awesome dude. I'm a big fan of Primal Lugia. I think I've made that pretty clear up to now, but just in case I haven't, Primal Lugia, not just a good person at running websites, good person generally. So it looks like we've got a little bit of a run going on. We've got Battle Region as Sword and Shield 9A, Dark Phantasma as Sword and Shield 10A, and then we've got Incandescent Arcana coming in as Sword and Shield 11A. Probably. We don't know is the honest answer, but this seems like a pretty good prediction. Now, essentially what that would mean is we got Battle Region as Sword and Shield 9A, and then we've also got Sword and Shield 10, which is your double pack of Space Juggler and Time Gazer, and these sets together are what's going to make up our Astral Radiance set. That is what we're looking at. Astral Radiance is going to be made up of these three Japanese sets, the main and the mini, although there's going to be some promos added in, there might be some cuts, etc. We've then got Dark Phantasm, which is going to be Sword and Shield 10A, and is going to be bundled with Sword and Shield 11 over in Japan to make Sword and Shield 11 over here. We have not had Sword and Shield 11 revealed either in Japanese or English. We don't know what it is. However, we believe Sword and Shield 11 is going to be Lost Abyss. Now, at this stage, as far as I'm concerned, Lost Abyss has to be the Lost Zone set. Incidentally, we have actually seen Lost Abyss be put up for pre-order on sites like PlayAsia. Now, I think it's going to be the Giratina set, but either way, it's going to be the Lost Zone set. And the reason here is extremely simple. We saw that we had Lost Link, which was the Japanese set which brought in the Lost Zone in the first place, and we had Lost Thunder, which was the English set which brought the Lost Zone back. And they're the only two sets that have ever had Lost in the title. They've both brought us the Lost Zone, and Pokemon know this, and I've told you this before. There is no way Pokemon are going to give us a set called Lost Abyss and not use it to bring the Lost Zone back. Okay, I suppose it could happen, but that just seems extremely, extremely unlikely to me. I just don't see it happening, alright? I think that would be extremely unlikely. So this seems like a pretty good prediction. As a side note, there is actually a Sword and Shield 10B, but Sword and Shield 10B is Pokemon Go, and that's off doing its own thing. We've seen the English reveal, we've seen the Japanese reveal, and essentially, they are the same. And it's a subset, and it's a special set, and it's being released on its own. Japan's getting it on June the 17th, we're getting it on July the 1st, and that's just completely separate, it's on its own track, it's by the by. So, Battle Region and Sword and Shield 10, Space Juggler and Time Gazer will make up Astral Radiance, and then we will have your Dark Phantasma and Lost Abyss, which are going to make up whatever our Sword and Shield 11 is. And then we get to Incandescent Arcana, which is going to be Sword and Shield 11A, which will be in our last set. So this will be in our November set, which will essentially sunset the Sword and Shield TCG, getting ready for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So that's what we're looking at in terms of a release date here, and this, like I've said, all seems very sensible. Obviously, we've also got V-Star Universe, which we have had revealed in terms of a trademark, but this is one of those where we just have to kind of wait a little bit. That's probably a special set coming towards the end of the year over in Japan. And this all does make perfect sense in terms of being put into our Sword and Shield 12, our November set. But then again, it could also be a special set. So V-Star Universe, we could end up treating that as its own set like we did, for instance, Shining Fates. Which is why I say for that one, until we get some more information, I think that's one we have to kind of smile and nod and worry about that one later. The thing is, if Incandescent Arcana is Sword and Shield 11A, like we think it is, then that is going to make it very much like we see with Battle Region and like we see with Dark Phantasma, and that's awesome. Because that means that there's certain things we know. We know there are going to be half a dozen Pokemon V. Again, we don't know. What we're doing here is extrapolating from what we know, but it's a very sensible prediction. And we know that they're going to be coming with 3 Pokemon V-Star. It is extremely unlikely, possible, but extremely unlikely that we are going to be seeing any VMAX. We have seen VMAXs pop up in proper sets like Sword and Shield 10, but we've not seen them popping up in these enhanced expansion packs, these mini sets, call them what you will. It is very likely they will feature Radiant Pokemon, because so far in Japan we've seen Radiant Pokemon in Battle Region, Sword and Shield 9A, we've seen Radiant Pokemon in Dark Phantasma, Sword and Shield 10A, so having these in Sword and Shield 11A, although not a guarantee, you've got to think it's, you know, hilariously likely. But also, don't forget that amazing reverse holo Pokeball pattern that we have seen coming in. That's likely to be making an appearance in here as well, which is brilliant. Again, these are another one of those cards, like, in fact, the Radiant Pokemon. You need to try and find one of these in person and see them in person. They are so beautiful. They are so ridiculously over-the-top, stunningly beautiful. You need to try and track these down and have a little bit of a gander. They are stunning. It also makes it likely, but not guaranteed, that we will get character rares. Now, the reason I say not guaranteed is because we saw them in Battle Region. We have not yet seen them in Dark Phantasma. And I think they're in there, incidentally. I absolutely believe that they are in there, but we just haven't actually seen them yet. Now, I think what's essentially going on here is that we had a lot in the initial reveal, a lot of cool stuff coming in, so Pokemon are essentially, you know, saving that for a future reveal where they can give it a bit more time and, you know, make a bigger deal about the fact they're coming back. That's my prediction. I don't know this. That's what I think. But this one is kind of it's dependent, all right? If we see character rares in Dark Phantasma, I believe they will be in Incandescent Arcana. If we don't, then we won't. So then we get to the question of, all right then, Incandescent Arcana, let's make a prediction about the name. Let's see what we can figure out in terms of what's in this pack. And the answer is, it's a weird one. Now, incandescent basically means it's, you know, giving out light by being heated. And then Arcana is kind of a mystery. So we've got kind of like a fire mystery. And we know that these sets are generally being themed around your Hisuian Pokemon. You know, we saw that Battle Region was the Hisuian first partner Pokemon. We saw that Dark Phantasma is the Hisuian Zoroark set. So, what have we got in terms of other Pokemon that could fit into this? I mean, Hisuian Arcanine might fit in here, because that is, of course, a fire Pokemon that's quite prominent in the set. So that would make sense. But is there really much of a mystery coming in here? Maybe. I mean, given how much I adore the Hisuian Arcanine from Sword and Shield 10A, I am quickly falling in love with Hisuian Arcanine generally. I don't know if you guys get this. When I play a card a lot, I end up loving the Pokemon on it. It's just one of those things that happens. So maybe that's going to be a thing. And then, of course, you've got the fairly obvious, what about the new one? What about Enamorus? Now, that's a fairy flying Pokemon. Not entirely sure how it fits in, but that is a secret. That Pokemon was not revealed before the game came out, and I learned about that Pokemon when I played through the relevant mission in the game. So I don't really get the incandescent part of that, but certainly there is an element here of that would make sense. That would actually be a thing. And let's face it, it needs its own set. This is a new legendary Pokemon, so we do need to have this in the game at some point in the TCG, and it's a new legendary Pokemon, so it makes sense to give it its own set, and I don't think it's going to be fitting in Lost Abyss, so Incandescent Arcana kind of makes sense. And we know that this Pokemon has got to make its debut before Scarlet and Violet, because when Scarlet and Violet come out, there's going to be a whole bunch of new Pokemon making their debut. We need to get this Pokemon in the TCG, and we need to do it before the Sword and Shield block runs out. So why not doing it in Incandescent Arcana? My only real issue here is that generally we can look at the name and figure out what's going on. Here we really can't. It's very difficult to look at this and be like, oh, that's clearly an Enamorus. Is it? I honestly don't know. That would be my prediction at the moment, not because of the name, but just because we are running out of Sword and Shield sets, and at some point we've got to get this, and it's got to really have its own set. It's a new legendary, it's got to have its own set. So that's essentially where we are. I'm sorry if that doesn't answer it well enough. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think. I want to know your predictions. I want to know anything you want to tell me, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.